Okay, so here is my pre-analysis for um, the USD Swiss as a buy. So when I look at the read here, what I'm watching is the fact that the USD group is in a 1 day cycle, which means that the market yesterday, the market was strong and USD actually held above uh, the previous day forecast telling me that there's demand here. So as you can see, the next day we're in a 1 day cycle. So what this tells me is that institutional investors are willing to carry risks or potentially no, not that they're willing to carry risk. They are carrying risk in the USD composite, right? So the USD group was the only group that was in a bullish cycle, and it's so when you bullish composite. So when I looked at what currency pairs match best with this out of the entire USD group, we came up with USD Swiss. Okay, so you can see USD Swiss here, and I have some markings here. So let's break down how I'm seeing this from the USD Swiss level. So if we go to the 4 hour charts, and if I take off the this, you could see here that the way how we trade, we're always looking for who is exposed and who is forced to resolve risk, who is forced to resolve exposure. And so the way how we define that is we look for when was the last time continuation was defended before being displaced. So here you could see that initially buyers tried to step in here, and you could see it by a higher high sequence here. And eventually sellers stepped in and displaced that. We could see that this zone, this was the last time buyers bought. You can see that this zone was completely not just displaced, but confirmed that, okay, yeah, there's some money stuck there, right? So accumulation, defensive accumulation happened, and you could see that we technically came up above this zone. Now, so what I'm watching and why that red line and circle there is because that's the area where displacement occurred. And so if we go to the 60 minutes, you could see that this was the last buyer. We don't, because Forex is decentralized, we don't factor in the wicks. We just use the closes. We say that's supreme. And we could see that as the seller stepped in, right? So we say these were the last buyers. Technically speaking, too, I could really use even that as a measure because I'm pretty sure the 15 would say that this particular area is important. And then we could see that we completely just sold out of this zone, right? Sold. So now when you look at where price is now engaging in this zone. And for me, so what needs to happen for me to engage in this is several things. First of all, do I have Swiss? Is Swiss uh, being passive right now? So when I look at the Swiss group, you can see that, remember, on Friday we were looking for Swiss weakness to come in. So we do have confirmed Swiss weakness coming in, right? So this would have been Sunday. So Friday, we were trying to time it there. It happened there. So we see it. Swiss is weak. Okay, we already know what's going on with the USD. So now if I go back to then USD Swiss, and let me just really look at this zone, even from the 15-minute perspective. Let's see. So these were our last buyers here who pushed up. So the 15 minutes is saying it's actually here that we need to be looking at for extreme precision. So let's see if what price does in this zone. So one is a 60-minute zone. So I know that the 60-minute zone is telling me, and both are technically both are accurate here. So I can look at both the 60-minute zone and the 15-minute zone, right? So, but nevertheless, what is the market going to use? So what I require for an entry is because for again, Forex is decentralized. All I require is for a bullish gatekeeping. Once price tags the zone, which it has, I am looking for a bullish gatekeeping, which basically means the bulls close above the entirety or close above the body of this bearish candle. And once I have that, I will enter, and my stops would be below the 60-minute close. And my target would be basically, so I'm looking for something like that. London's opening up in about, or Germany opens up in 30 minutes. We're just taking it back to the high. So something like that, um, depending on what the setup gives us. So we'll see how the candle comes. We'll expect to close. Maybe Germany is strong. We'll see something like this, give or take. So we'll update it in time and see what happens here. Thanks.